Hey guys, this is Prasad, and today I'm going to be doing a Nexus 5 rumor roundup. This is something new that I'm doing, and I haven't really done this before, but if you guys like this, I'll keep doing it. So, let's begin. So, here are some of the leaked images of the Nexus 5. These images aren't the most recent, but they're still pretty valid in depicting how the device actually looks. If you look, the screen the picture on the left has the screen on, and it's at the lock screen. But if you look at the top, you can see that the Wi-Fi, cellular connection, and battery indicator are all in white instead of the normal blue, which is found in Jelly Bean. So I think that they're going to get rid of a few of the colors in Bean. I mean, not in Jelly Bean, in KitKat. And on the pictures on to the right, you can see that when the device is off, from the front, it looks pretty nice, in my opinion. The bezels are pretty small. It has a front-facing camera and the usual sensors. But if you look on the back, unlike the Nexus 4, it has a matte finished back with with an LED light and a camera. The camera here looks to be hugely improved. I believe its aperture is lower, so it's going to be able to get in more light and have better low light performance. Hopefully that LED flash is also brighter, or something like the iPhone 5S, which does a great job of using flash in photos because it balances the colors out so that it looks almost as if the flash wasn't used. But in my opinion, the back's pretty disappointing compared to the Nexus 4, which has this really nice glass back, but at the same time, it's kind of like a dual-edged sword. Like there's two sides to it. The glass feels really fragile, and you could probably easily break it if you dropped it. This phone probably looks sturdier, but that visual appeal which we saw with the back of the Nexus 4 is kind of gone now. So I'm kind of disappointed, but at the same time, it's also a good thing. Here's another picture. This is a render of the phone itself, which was leaked on Google Play. This the rim, the sides of the device are supposedly supposed to be metal, while the rest of the phone is supposed to be completely plastic, while the front screen's of course glass. Let's move on to the specs now. So the Google Nexus 4 will launch with a 4.95 inch HD 1080p display, a quad-core 2.3 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor, and 2 gigabytes of RAM, as well as Google's Android 4.4 mobile operating system. Now, the Snapdragon 800 will drastically improve the performance of the Nexus 5. In real-world usage, I doubt you'll really notice much of a difference compared to the Nexus 4, but rest assured that the internals are significantly faster. It should be around 2 times as powerful in terms of processing speed and graphics, like everything combined. It should be around twice as powerful as last year's Nexus 4. So it's going to be quite a boss. The display on this time around is going to be a 1080p display rather than the 720p display which was found on the Google Nexus 4, and the screen's also a little bit bigger. It's going to have 2 gigabytes of RAM, same as last year's, so it's going to have plenty of memory to work with the OS and run a bunch of applications at the same time. But again, when it comes to that Qualcomm Snapdragon 800, rumored benchmarks have already shown that it's the fastest thing out there, and some even have shown that it beats the iPhone 5s's GPU. So it's pretty amazing. Uh, the phone's LG built, as we saw in the leaks before, and it's going to feature du- uh, 8 megapixel camera on the back and a 1.3 megapixel camera on the front. It's going to have NFC just like the Nexus 4, as well as wireless charging. But something new this time around is LTE. It was found on the Nexus 4, but it wasn't available for all carriers. Some people on T-Mobile were able to activate it and stuff, but it wasn't on all carriers. This should be a newer version of LTE, which supports more bands. That way, it should work on pretty much any GSM carrier. Because I don't think that Google's going to give their phone to Verizon again after seeing what happened with the Galaxy Nexus. And the phone's going to have a 2330 mAh battery and Bluetooth 4.0. In terms of the battery life, I don't know exactly how much we'll get, but I wish that the battery was a little bit bigger, like on the LG G2. The LG G2's battery is amazing in my opinion. It'll last a whole day of usage. Like you could use it the whole day and it'll last throughout the whole thing. I just hope it's not as bad as the Nexus 4, because on the Nexus 4 it was good battery life, around 3 or 4 hours, but I'd rather see something more where I can go 2 days, especially with this super efficient and super at the same time super powerful processor. If I'm playing a game or something, I'd rather not die in like an hour or less. Last, let's get to pricing. According to a leak from Google's Play Store, the Nexus 5 should cost around $350 for the 16 GB model, and supposedly there's also a rumored 32 GB model, which the price is currently unknown for. It should be around $399 to $449, because usually Google, for higher storage capacities, Google usually charges $50 more. Here's the picture of the leak, where for a day before Google employees fixed it, you could actually see that the Nexus 5 was starting at $350. So we do know the phone is coming out. We do know how it looks like, but we just don't know when exactly. It was supposedly supposed to come out on the 14th of October. That proved out to be false. Around yesterday, there was supposed to be a conference, which Google said that they wouldn't reveal any announcements at, but that conference actually never occurred, so it wasn't launched then. So currently, there's no estimated time slot. Like they're saying that it should come out before the end of it should be announced before the end of October, which at this point it's kind of it's kind of unlikely, but hopefully it should be out soon. And last but not least, Android 4.4 KitKat, which is going to be Google's new operating system. Originally, people were expecting the Nexus 5 or whatever phone came out next to have Key Lime Pie, but to their surprise last month, Google announced that Android 4.4 would be coming out, and it would be called KitKat, with a partnership with the company itself. So that's how things went. Most of the features of the OS are not known yet, but sources report that it will have better support for larger displays such as TVs. So if anyone has like anyone's using Android on their TV, it's gonna have a much better experience. And one other known thing is that most of the apps will be reskinned for Android 4.4. The Play Store app was already leaked for Android 4.4, and though it's not a drastic departure from the current version, it is still different. Rumors also suggest that Google Hangouts will be more integrated into the OS. Some are even going as far as to saying that it's going to replace the phone app. And based on how it looks, that might be possible, but I doubt it. I think the dialer is here to stay. But it would be cool to see how Hangouts turns out. It might become more versatile and more useful for more people, because currently I don't use Hangouts, but if they made it have like Google Voice, that kind of stuff, like everything built in one, I would definitely use that app. And yep, that's it, guys. Thanks for looking at my Nexus 5 rumor roundup. If you like these kind of things, I'll keep doing them in the future. Yep, just please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And thanks. See you some other time. Peace.